There are 4 types of wealth. What are they? The first is material wealth. This has to do with how much money and physical possessions one has. Isn't that what wealth is, though? How is there more to it? The second is mental wealth. This has to do with the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that one possesses.
Knowledge is valuable, kids.
Oh, I didn't think about it in that way before, but that makes sense. The third is emotional wealth. This has to do with your emotional set point and the feelings you experience on a daily basis. I don't understand that. You're starting to lose me here. And the fourth is spiritual wealth. Your connection to your true self.
A star of love.
Alright, now I'm completely lost. Can you explain more about material wealth? What exactly is it? Material wealth is an abundance of physical possessions and resources. This includes anything from money, to cars, to houses, to clothing, to jewelry, and much, much more.
Much more.
So how can you measure it? The most common way is through net worth, but it may also just be how much money you have in your bank account.
Or a crypto wallet for all you crypto people out there.
Well, I guess by that measurement, my material wealth is $5.
I guess I'm not rich yet.
Don't be discouraged. There's more to being rich than just money.
But money helps for sure.
Can you explain more about mental wealth? What exactly is it? Mental wealth has to do with all of the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding you possess in your mind. So how can you measure it? There is no objective way to measure mental wealth, unlike net worth and the number in your bank account for material wealth. Mental wealth is completely subjective.
This is extremely important to understand.
One simple way to look at it is like this. 2 people can read the exact same book, yet one person can take the knowledge in that book and completely change the world, while the other person doesn't even understand what they read. Oh, so all of the knowledge is already out there, but it's not yet in here.
Mine.
Sure.
Or is it?
Can you explain more about emotional wealth? What exactly is it? This one is a little trickier to explain and understand, but I'll try. We all have the same spectrum of emotions available to us, ranging from extremely negative to extremely positive. You could say that some emotions, like gratitude and joy, are more valuable than emotions like anger and frustration. That's not to say those negative emotions can't be useful in certain scenarios.
They absolutely can be.
But if you're living primarily with them, your emotional wealth will be lower. So how can you measure your emotional wealth? It is completely subjective and dependent on how you feel.
How you feel.
Not just how you feel today, but how you generally feel. As a rule of thumb, the more joy and gratitude and love you feel, the higher your emotional wealth is. The more fear and hatred and anger you feel, the lower your emotional wealth is. We'll have to talk more about this again because I don't understand this at all. Can you explain more about spiritual wealth? What exactly is it? Spiritual wealth has to do with your connection to your true self.
Also known as all that is.
Spiritual wealth is not dependent on how much material wealth you have. You can be broke
Money-wise.
and still have as much spiritual wealth as a billionaire.
Realistically, you probably have more than them anyways.
So how can you measure your spiritual wealth? It doesn't seem like it's something that can be measured. You're onto something there. You're getting a lot smarter, kid. In reality, your spiritual wealth is infinite.
Infinite?
It is so large that it cannot be measured or fully comprehended by our tiny, finite minds. Just because everyone in the world has unlimited spiritual wealth at their disposal doesn't mean everyone chooses to tap into it and use it. Oh gosh, I can tell this is going to be a rabbit hole. We'll talk about this sometime later.
I've got to get some rest if I'm going to be able to remember this all for the test.